Welcome to Feel Good Talk, where our focus is on mind, body, soul, and business. You are now tuning into Let's Talk About It with Izzy Meditates. Happy Thankful Thursday, everyone. I am very excited to be here with our special guest. She is no new family member to Feel Good Talk. She's been here several times, and we get to enjoy her presence once more. I'd like to welcome Miss Delaware, America Strong Chelsea Stanley. Thank you so much for coming in today.
Thank you so much for having me, Izzy. It is so good to be back.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Looking beautiful as always.
Oh, thank you so much. And you too. You were so gorgeous and rocking those locks. I love it.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Well, Feel Good Talk family, we are here today to touch on a topic. But before we jump into that topic, I'd like for you, Chelsea, to give the audience a little bit of your background, where you're located, and so forth.
Hi. So, everyone, I'm Chelsea Stanley at the current Miss Delaware for America Strong 2024. I reside in Newark, Delaware, but I was born and raised in Wilmington, Delaware. I went to Delaware State University, graduated with a bachelor's in accounting and a master's in sport administration. I'm a current staff accountant with Oakview Group, which is a sports and entertainment management venue service. So I'm in the hospitality department. So I sort of work the books for a lot of different sports and entertainment venues, including a couple local venues like Wells Fargo Center and um, the Philadelphia Union Stadium, which is in Chester, Pennsylvania. But I happen to stay nearby when I work for the Philadelphia Eagles as a game day staffer. So that is a very, very fun part time job that I do.
Yeah, I've seen the pictures from that.
Yes. It's just that the season's over.
Yes, I love it. I love it.
But we're Super Bowl champions.
I know 2 times, right? Two
Two
times.
times. Yes,
I
yes,
was still excited about the last time. If anybody ever said anything, I was like, dude, we won. But
yes.
now, really hyped up.
Because now they can't say we have one now. We have
Yes, yes, I love it. I love it. So, with all of your background, how did you get into pageant? When did you begin?
so it was actually my modeling director who got me into pageantry, who is actually my current pageant director as well. So I kind of get a two for one special. So she was the one that kind of encouraged me to do pageantry. She felt like I had a story, something to say, something to stand on. And so my first pageant, I should say, was in 2021 when I ran as Miss Wilmington for the same organization, Miss for America Strong. And I was very excited that I actually won. I was very, very surprised, going on my platform regarding, youth mental health because of the situations that I've gone through as a young person. So pageantry in its own is just a journey of self-discovery where we go through these different trials and tribulations along the way while also serving our community. So you look at yourself and you also are able to help others as well.
Yeah, that's awesome. And what are some of the things that you do to help people in your community? What are some of the things that you were involved in during this pageant?
Definitely going, like, helping out my church,
Mhm.
speaking to the young folks. I have a very good rapport with the young people there because I've watched them grown up. I've been a part of my church since I was a baby. And also being able to go out to different organizations and speak on mental health, as well as advocate and raise money for organizations like NAMI, which is the National Alliance on Mental Illness. In fact, they're having their NAMI walk in Delaware on May the 5th, I believe. May the 5th, and it's going to be in Glasgow Park this year.
Oh,
So
that's
just those events really actually help me put my voice out there and know that, hey, I'm an advocate. I've gone through these things as well, and know that I'm a big supporter when it comes to mental health.
yeah. So when you were a little girl, did you dream? Did you dress in the little, little plastic shoes that they have and all that?
let's just say growing up watching pageants, I definitely did not think that I would ever do pageants. It was nice to look at when I was watching the Miss USA, and of course, we all know the movie Miss Congeniality.
Yeah.
But because of my own issues regarding, self-esteem, I felt like my body wasn't right. So I just did not have the confidence in myself to be able to put myself out there. So I had to grow as a person, work on my own issues until I felt like I had that self-confidence. But once I won my first title, it was pretty much just a roller coaster ride from there.
Yeah.
But like I said before, you definitely learn a lot more about yourself, but you also see how far you come as well. And it's not just me, but it's also other title holders, other ladies that I met when I was at the national competition as well.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I'm glad you said that because I think, most people think that you started when you're little and that you're like mad confident, you know what I mean? But to hear that you've grown into that, that's awesome because that lets me know and other women who are out there, others who are in pageants, that you could be at any, and you can grow into confidence and, showcase your talents in pageants. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. So, jumping into our topic, because this is a perfect time for it as we talk about grace. And this is not just grace, it's grace for ourselves and for others. And I just want to tap onto a few things because giving grace to yourself looks like practicing acceptance, forgiveness, self compassion, and understanding for yourself and for others. And so, as we jump into this topic, I'd like to hear more from you and how you have applied grace for yourself in your journey as becoming Miss Delaware.
So recently, I suffered a loss in my family, which has been very, very difficult for a lot of us. So, sticking with this topic, just being able to give myself grace and going through the healing process of losing a loved one, because we all know that it is not easy when we lose someone that we love and are very, very close to growing up. So just remember the good times while also, knowing that it's okay to be upset, but know that, this will not last and that you will be okay later. But as far as going through my time in pageantry, focusing on mental health, I just know that there are going to be times where I'm going to have bad days, but I have confidence and I reassure myself that this will just this will pass. It is just a moment and it does not define you.
Yeah, yeah. I'm so sorry for your loss, and to have the courage to still come on today and to speak about this, and in honor of your relative or family member that had passed. Um, in giving grace to yourself, is there a specific um, like process that you follow? Like, when you kind of understand these emotions are beginning to arise. I have things that I have to do. I can't just stop doing. I can't stop being Miss Delaware. I got to keep on moving. How do you um, begin to encourage yourself to move on? What steps you use? Books or
Well, one of the things that I started doing is meditation and as well as yoga. So, just a quick story. So, this is actually what actually happened. When I came back from the national competition in August, I immediately signed for my first house, which is a very, very big deal in the process. And I eventually moved in 2 weeks later. But I was just so overwhelmed, but also tired from the trip that I just neglected myself and as well as my my queen duties. And I felt very, very bad. I put so much stress on myself because I felt like I wasn't living up to the crown. And I felt really bad because I felt like I was letting myself down. I was letting my community down. I was letting my sisterhood down. But I also had to realize that I needed to take some time for myself, get myself together, and be able to go back to the person that I once was when I won this title. So, giving myself grace within that process, even though it took a long time, I'm just glad that I was able to go through that and to
yeah,
know that I came out stronger on the other side and now I'm ready to go back to work.
yeah. I love that. I love that. I love that. I'm gonna take a sip of my drink. We're matching here.
Yes, yes.
I think we have comments. I'm gonna comments. Charles Brakely's in the house. He says, "Good evening, ladies. Hello, Charles. Thank you for tuning in." He says to please like, love, share, and follow Feel Good Talk. He also says you're going to have to get me in some of those games. No.
Sorry, Charles, but unfortunately, as a game-based staffer, we ourselves don't even get tickets to the games. So I can't help you there. I'm sorry.
But Chuck,
We
if
get
you're not
messages so
color,
many.
the clip. I'm sorry. Regina says, "Good evening. Thank you for tuning in, Regina." Auntie Deborah McNeil's in the house. She says, "Good evening, everyone. Auntie Debbie is just stopping by. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is so nice. Thank you. Thank you."
Thank
It's
you, Debbie.
always with her. Yes, integrity is a must also. Absolutely.
Absolutely, yes. Staying true to yourself.
Right. Charles Brakely says, "Yes, hang in there, Chelsea. So sorry for your loss."
Thank you. Thank you, Charles.
He also says, "Awesome." Miss Regina Stanley says, "I'm so proud of you, love mom." Oh, I saw a cute
Mm,
picture of you
It's
too.
my mommy. It's my mommy. Love you, mommy.
Oh, I love that. I love that. It's awesome to have that support and have your mom here. Is she inspirational in helping you to find grace as well?
Absolutely. My mom is one of the strongest women that I know. She is very, very well grounded in her faith, and I can always look to her for support. And even though we not always see eye to eye, as you know, as most mothers and daughters don't,
Right.
I just know that I can go for to her for anything, absolutely anything. And I love her and I appreciate her for that.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. My next question would be, what um, what inspiration would you give to youth, young ladies who are deciding to follow a path similar to yours, and sticking around grace? Because it's hard for young people, I feel, to have grace for themselves now because they're constantly comparing themselves to other people. They got the phone, they got the internet and magazines. Everything is kind of, you know, having an effect on their thoughts, their mentality. What would you suggest that would be helpful in that area?
My suggestion is just turn the phone off.
Right.
That's the biggest suggestion that I can honestly give
Yeah.
because with kids nowadays constantly being on their phones, constantly being in front of some sort of screen,
Right.
they feel as though they have to be this or they have to be that. Social media is literally putting out a persona. It is not always necessarily what someone's life is in real life.
Right.
And people, especially kids, need to understand that this is somebody else's life. This is not my own. I can look at them as far as inspiration, but you
Yeah.
can't compare yourself to them. That's why my platform is called Define Yourself, because I did that when I was their age. I looked at other people and see what they had, see how pretty they were, and why I wasn't like that. Instead of just being true to myself and being able to define myself and not let society do it for me. So for kids, and especially young girls who are looking to go into pageantry, I would say go into it knowing that you're doing it for all the right reasons, because
Right.
this is more than just a beauty pageant. This is a job. You want to be someone that is inspiration, that has something to say, that you have a story to say, then go for it. If you feel as though you are not beautiful enough, or if you heard that you are not beautiful enough, I just say just look at yourself and what do you think of yourself? Just look in the mirror and just say, I am strong, I am confident, I am capable, I am beautiful, I am all of these things, of which you are. I've even had to tell myself that multiple times. I still say it to this day because sometimes I've looked at myself and I don't feel beautiful.
Yeah.
I may have this crown and sash, but at the end of the day, I am still human. We all have those days where we feel like we are just not ourselves.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel that. What's your favorite part of pageantry?
Oh, definitely dressing up. Definitely dressing up. When we go to the national competition in Vegas every year, it is literally just glitz and glamour, but we also have fun and have time to relax. But the fact that we are able to, like, dress up in gowns and have makeup on and all of this beautiful and all these beautiful things,
Yeah.
that we don't usually do in our regular life. So it is nice to be able to, like, explore that other side, as some people might say, because we don't live this life majority of the time. So it is really, really nice to just be able to just get dressed up. Even for dinners, we dress up in gowns and things like that.
Now, my next question, I have always been curious to know, how is it backstage?
Oh, backstage is chaotic, absolutely chaotic, because so the people that are doing the production,
Yeah,
so it's the same for both state and the national competition. Both are chaotic
yeah,
because you have people trying to direct us, making sure that we're on cue, and making sure that we're in the right positions. And so we're also switching in and out of our our different clothes as well, because we have a certain outfit for this segment, and then we have our gowns, and then we have our swimsuit, we have opening numbers and things like that. At the national competition, we have the costumes, which is even more chaotic. So backstage is definitely chaotic because we only have a certain amount of time to switch in and out of
yeah.
our outfits, but it's the life that we chose. It's all smooth sailing until competition day. After that, it's everybody every man for himself. But
Yeah.
I kind of take back that statement because the women are very, very supportive
Yeah.
backstage. If one woman doesn't have a certain item and another woman has it, we are definitely welcoming into helping that other woman out,
Yeah.
because we want everybody to do their best. It's not, even though it's a competition, we just don't want somebody to go out there and to not give it their all. That's not what pageantry is about. It's a sisterhood.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah, I'm always wondering, like, how does everyone come out? I've done like a little bit of modeling back in the day, nothing
Mhm.
as opposed to what you do. And to just come out on that stage and just have a straight face and no, no sweat, walking out with ease. How?
They definitely make it look easy. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
I know it's not easy. I know it's not easy
Yeah.
at all. How did you feel the very first time you walked out on that stage?
Whew. Part of me was like, what did I get myself into?
It's
The
always
very first time, but at the same time, it was very exhilarating.
right.
From my days when I was modeling before I did pageantry, it was always very exhilarating because with modeling, I felt this sense of power, this sense of confidence. And I felt that exact same way when I was doing pageantry. So I'm just walking out there, just giving it my all. And at the same time, I'm like, yes, this is me.
Right.
This is me. It's like, look at me. So it's definitely a lot of adrenaline, a lot of exhilaration, and a whole lot of confidence. Yes.
Yeah. And I like that you talked about the sisterhood. I would think that's definitely needed um, to continue because there's a lot of, excitement, anticipation. Everyone's nervous. Some people may not be nervous. Outfits aren't fitting the right way sometimes, maybe. And so you work together.
Have been wardrobe malfunctions. Yes.
My goodness.
Yeah.
So, what are the steps to get involved in a pageant?
Well, for mine specifically, we're actually recruiting right now for Delaware, Pennsylvania, and New Jersey. We all have the same director. Our
Yeah.
pageant is June 1st.
Mhm.
So we are actively recruiting for young women over the age of 18 through 99 for our Miss and Mrs. Delaware, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania titles.
Oh,
So if you want to get involved, please contact my director, Susan Liz. Blah. Excuse me, I don't want to mispronounce her last name. My director, Susan
huh.
Listerman. You can either contact her on Instagram at Susan B2B, or you can also go to my page. You can also DM me at Miss DE for America 24. And I will be able to give you all the information for that as well. So you will be able to get everything that you need. And you can just select your city and just show up on June 1st and any of the activities that we have going on in between. We actually have a workshop going on
Oh,
at the
very
end
nice.
at the end of the week, as well as we have one more next week on April the 5th as well. So to get involved, it's not really hard. You just have to find an organization that you're comfortable with
Mhm.
and just go for it.
Wow. Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. I'm going to go to commercial break. I have more questions around our topic as well. We'll go to commercial break and come back. That is the A game, and it is a male supplement that is awesome with helping support immune system and much more. I heard that there's a A game for females as well. So if you're interested in that, make sure you reach out to Mr. Charles Brakely. For those who are tuning in, we are here with Miss Delaware, American Strong Chelsea Stanley, and we're talking about the topic of grace for yourself. And so before commercial break, we were kind of tapping in and talking about her experience and her how she's doing with her pageant and so forth. And my question now, because we kind of talked about grace for ourselves, and I wanted to know how you show grace for others. Is my next question.
Just be compassionate because you never know what anyone is going through. We
Yeah.
just assume that, people can be okay, or if they just have a certain behavior, like if someone just snaps at you, oh, they're just angry and things like that. But we kind of have to stop thinking about ourselves and just be able to have some compassion for others.
Right.
That's giving grace to other people because you don't know what people are going through in their daily lives, especially with everything that is going on right now.
I know. I know. So I know that when you're showing grace for others in what you do you visit homeless shelters or is there specific? I know you said you help out church and things like that. Are there other events that you help out within the community that show grace within the community?
Mainly with NAMI. So one of the things that I did was I worked with my former high school
Mhm.
and I created a mental health workshop. And especially with young adults that don't like to talk about certain things as far as especially mental health, I kind of wanted to give them an outlet. And so I created these three different activities.
Mhm.
One was called The Line, which I actually took inspiration from the movie The Freedom Riders, where they played that line game,
Uh-huh.
just putting out statements and seeing if they have anything in common, which a lot of them did. And so it was just a small icebreaker just to see, you guys have a lot in common, even if you may have never really crossed paths.
Right.
And another thing I had them do was to create a vision board for themselves. They need to be able to see what their future is like. One young man was very, very funny and just drew dollar signs all over his. And I was like, so you just plan on being very, very rich. I was like, "Oh, okay." And
Right.
in the back of my mind, I'm like, okay, just make sure you're gonna know how you're gonna be able to achieve that. So giving grace in those moments because I was young once. I walked those halls. And so just seeing those kids there, I should say young adults, they're not kids, they're young
Yeah.
adults. Just seeing them, taking the activity seriously And I even sent them home with a journal for them to use themselves, as well as some information with NAMI. I also had a NAMI representative there to explain what the organization is about and what they do, and know that they have support with NAMI as well. And we also have the suicide hotline for anybody that needs it, and also resources within the state of Delaware as well.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. I like that, especially the journaling. I think young people love, and I always, when I teach my meditation, I bring journals into play. I always tell people, hey, you don't have to write. I mean, you could write, but you could also sketch. You could sketch your feelings and sketch some things that you're, um, thinking about. But that's beautiful. I really like that.
Yeah,
My-
unfortunately, I'm not that artistic. All right.
I know my daughter laughs at my pictures all the time. I try. The kids get a kick out of it too. I just draw Miss Izzy with a whole bunch of hair and then like little hands and little feet.
I'm just used to stick figures. That's the furthest I've gotten. If it's not like a stencil or something where
Right.
there's outlines or something, I can't draw.
That's hilarious. Um, so what's next for you? What's next for you this upcoming year? And what are you going to be into?
So, as you know, we got spring coming up, which means there's going to be a lot of activities now that everybody's going to be able to come outside. I
Yeah.
will be getting ready for the new season at Lincoln Financial Field, because not only do I work on the Eagles games, but I also work the concerts that are there as well. So we have a few events coming up over this summer, including Kendrick Lamar. The weekend is coming as well. We got Monster Jam, motocross, a whole lineup of exciting events that are going to be happening in Lincoln Financial Field.
Yeah.
But also for me, I will also be walking. I'm sorry, I couldn't find the words. I will be walking. I was about to say working. I will be walking in the Eagles Autism Foundation event that they have on May 17th. So
Yeah.
you have the option of, you can walk it, you can ride your bike, or you can run it.
Yeah.
You can even bring your kids. It's a fundraising event. It is very, very popular with the Eagles Foundation. It is their bread and butter because of the president, and not the president, the CEO and owner of the Philadelphia Eagles, Jeffrey Lurie, because of his close relationship with autism.
Yeah. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. So, where's your support system besides mom? You have like a team of people that are like helping you out in the background. Do you get your pad out and you're like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. This.
I definitely have a team,
Yeah.
a big, big support system outside of my mom. I also have my dad. I have my cousin, my boyfriend, of course, and I have a very, very small group of friends that I trust, that I rely on truly, and I love them to death. That I know that they're going to be there for me whenever I call on them. So
Yeah.
it's very, very good to have a support system like that for when I have my bad days, because some people just need that reassurance to know that you are gorgeous, you're strong, you're beautiful, and whatever is going on with you, this will just pass. You will be okay.
Yeah. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. You have to have a support. I can't even imagine like doing anything like that alone and not have a support system. I
Yeah,
want to have any more comments. And while the comments are actually, oh, geez, fast. So, yeah, social edit typo.
typo.
It has these kids brainwashed into what you should look like and dress.
Absolutely.
That is so true. And they're called trends. Chuck, I'm just messing with you. These are the trends. Christy Goldsmith is in the house. I'm proud of you, Chelsea family. Thank you for tuning in.
Cousin.
Hey, cousin. Breon Nichols, what's up? Thank you for tuning in, y'all. He's always supporting us. Thank you, Breon Nichols. Charles Brakely says, that's awesome. Yeah, so now you're getting ready for your new pageants that are going to come up. How can people support you? I'd like to know like your social media pages and so forth. And how can Feel Good Talks support you as well?
So my social media, Facebook, I have my own page, which is the Miss Delaware for America on Facebook. And on social media, I of course have my Instagram page
Okay.
at Miss DE for America Strong 2024. So you can support me on those pages, and I will also be posting the link to help support me for in raising money for the Eagles Autism Foundation as well. So I will be posting that as well.
Let's go. Yes, we'll make sure we put that information in the comments. And before we head out, I'd like to know what you would like to leave with the Talk family around grace. This could be for youth. This could be for women, men. What would you like you to offer us today?
I would like to leave one of my favorite Bible scriptures, which is Joshua 1:9. Just to sum it up, is pretty much saying, be strong and courageous, do not fear, and just know that God is always with you. I've That has been the pinnacle of my entire journey because at times I feel like that I can be swayed or I just don't feel like I'm doing enough or I don't feel like doing anything at all, or I'm just afraid of what people might think, and just understanding that God is always with me.
Yeah,
And even during this trying time after losing my family member, just knowing that God is always with me wherever I go, and knowing that it gives me so much comfort because I just know that, excuse me, I just know that He's going to be with me every step of the way, as well as my loved one, and I love Him dearly. And so for those that are spiritual or Christian, that's the message that I give to you. For those that aren't, just know that you are strong, you are capable, you are able, and you are beautiful. And just know that this world does not define who you are. You define yourself. Thank you.
that's beautiful. That is beautiful. I want to say to you to continue to shine your light, continue to plant the within your community and beyond. Um, the world needs your light and it needs you to help as much as you can. We are just going through these crazy times right now, and I can just see your light shining. So continue on with your support system. If there's anything that I could do or Feel Good Talk could do to help you, and Feel Good Talk family, be sure to click on the links that we give to you. Whatever you can do to help support Chelsea would be awesome. And if it's not monetary, just take the time to share. Share this post with someone else. Send it to a friend, another friend, send it to a friend. Every bit counts. Charles Brookley says, "Thank you, Chelsea." Regina Stanley says, "This is awesome. Thank you." Anitra Green tuning in says, "Beautiful, keep inspiring."
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
And Regina Stanley says, "Thank you, Chelsea."
Love you, mommy.
Continue to shine your light. Feel Good Talk family. Be sure to share this. That's all you have to do. Share this with someone. If you want to support her in any other ways, I'll make sure that we have the links to do so. And we love you guys. Chelsea, you remember, we our hearts. We love you guys. We will see you next time, Thursday, 7 p.m.